What's up guys, Benny here and welcome to Spectating Randoms, where I am joined by J-God, who is an absolute legend in the Call of Duty community, and we've also gone ahead and filmed one of these for his channel, so make sure to go check that out once you finish watching this one. But if you are new here, please do make sure to hit that subscribe button, as 70% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel, and you'll get better at Warzone, I promise. But let's get straight into the gameplay. Right, race you to the ground. I'll race you to the ground.
There we go. I have a secret. I'll get there first. Watch.
Wait, wait, what do you mean you've got a secret?
I'm just gonna go out of bounds before you hit the ground.
No! That wasn't. No, hold on, wait. Who died first?
You got there first. I think you got there like a half a second first.
I actually need to go back and look at that. I was so close. I just saw your health just dropping. Like, I was like, hold on. To be honest, they're in right in the center of the map. This is like a perfect circle. Like, if any pro player in a tournament this is the circle that you want, because the lobbies are not going to die very quickly. What's interesting is they've grabbed the scavenger at Superstore and just are now just kind of moving towards train station. They're not going to last very long here. Ez is already being taken out. Who are you on board with?
I am with Zirius.
Right, I'll move to him.
Back. He got shot out of the air.
Yeah, so that squad, they've all regained. Though the biggest problem they've got right now is because of the length of the scavenger contract time, is they're going to find it very hard to get their loadout out quickly.
Yep.
You got a team of 3 towards train station as well. Like, looking at your minimap, especially early game, if you can get UAVs and stuff right at the start of a match, you can get so many more kills.
Nobody has Ghost.
No.
Almost nobody.
But unless they, like, because very few people will take Ghost first loadout, because most people will always want like both their weapons, like their mid to long range weapon and then their close range weapon, right? Which makes sense. That's why you go for the meta loadouts like the AUG and the FAR, or like the FAR with like the AMAX, traditionally what you mainly see.
100%. Yep.
But sometimes I think a smart thing is to just get 2 separate Ghost loadouts and just go like, cool, I'm gonna get my mid range weapon like the AMAX.
Especially now in this current meta with the floor loot, it's probably ideal just to get an AUG right off the bat with the Ghost, and then get an FFAR, because they're always everywhere. And then when you get your second loadout, get your Ghost FFAR, and then basically you got both of your loadout weapons.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think that's probably going to be more the meta, because you just staying off radar helps so much. Because like here, I've tried, like, start the game, I just try to get a chopper, bomb UAVs, and just move around as quickly as you can.
Yep.
All right, what are these guys? What do you reckon these guys plan off? They're just sitting off in stadium right now. They're in train station. They've not really got any rush to do anything.
Yeah, there's no urge. And you know what I've noticed too, when you look at players, like a lot of times the decision making is so different. Like, it doesn't seem like they have any sense of urgency to get the money, which, like, that means it tells you that they're not really valuing the loadout that much. We're gonna see they're probably not gonna get anything until the free loadout comes in. But that's so common where they start off and they're just kind of like casually looting, whereas any decent team, they would already had 10K in a loadout by the time the zone's shrinking.
Well, you can tell by the speed that he's looting as well. Like, for example, when he was looting that chest, like, that should be instantaneous. You effectively just have to identify what comes out of the chest, grab what you need, and move straight away. Like, the way that he's looting right now is so slow that if a good squad rolls up, they'll get taken out, no problem at all. This team are going to go out mid-game.
Well, what I noticed right now is that Predator dude, he actually dropped his plates before grabbing the plates, which is kind of like a good thing to do. So he might be better of the bunch.
Should we move on to Predator and just have a quick look at his...
Yeah, he might be the better of the bunch.
He's level 36. He's got a kill. He's slide cancelled as well. That's
yeah.
Something else I always look at players is their centering. So you know when you're moving around the map, like how you're looking, where you're pointing your crosshairs. Like, you'll notice if you look at like some of the top players in the game, like Jukies, for example, their crosshairs will always just be effectively where the danger point is in front of them, so they can react and snap onto an opponent.
Yep. Well, you know what's funny is I always had a bad habit of looking like too low on the ground with controller. Since I started getting a little bit more into keyboard and mouse, the centering is significantly better. And then when I go back to playing on controller, I guess I'm like rewiring my muscle memory, even though it's a different peripheral. So I'm actually starting to look a little bit better, because that's definitely one of the weaknesses of mine. Because I played so much console before ever learning good behavior.
No, but
so,
it's true though.
Horrible habits.
It's one of the best.
But by switching peripheral, it's helped.
It's one of the best ways that people can actually improve their game. Is all right. They've just dropped cash for loadout. They have loadout money, which is good. But it's honestly just think about where you're pointing your crosshairs as you're moving and start making like a conscious effort for it. It's like you just said though. If like mouse and keyboard, I think you do it more naturally because you've got a wider range of motion with your arm, with a mouse and keyboard. But just like having it up so that you can snap onto someone if they come at you will help you so much.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Just needs Bobby's money. What loadouts do you think? It's one of my favorite bits is seeing what loadouts they come out with, because that tells you a lot about a lot of players.
Yep. It was funny. Some people got mad at one of the videos I did because these guys had like the SPR, but it was like it wasn't a meta loadout of the SPR. It was like short barrel or the integrated suppressor. And I was like, FFAR car.
Yeah, and the nice reactive camo on this guy.
Yep.
What the other guys got? 100%. Should we have a look? All right, Ezra's has also got a... Oh, that's interesting. His scope. Wait, what? He's got a base XM4. Has he not used the loadout? No, he's used the loadout. His sniper's interesting.
Yeah,
he's got thermal.
Ghost.
Right.
Ghost then.
And then we got an OG Kilo from Bobby.
Yep.
I
season 0.
I think you're right though. I think Pred is the best player out of the bunch.
Yep. But it was funny because I said, oh man, these guys are probably not good because the loadout. They're like, the SPR is godly. I was like, yes, but the actual attachments define or what I'm talking about here. So it's kind of one of those things that you can tell.
When you just see some really random builds, like for example, great example is Ezra's.
This guy doesn't even have an underbarrel though.
Wait, which one? Which one doesn't? Oh, on the whoa. Oh yeah, on the far, he doesn't. He's got the reactive camo though, and that's the important thing.
Yep.
I've started running the SVOD speed grip now because it's like for the far, I just use it as an SMG, so just full mobility, and like you don't really need to have that high recoil management because at the ranges that you're using it, it's not really going to move.
When you start stacking it with that rear stock, they swap to get Ghost and cold-blooded. He's using cold-blooded.
Okay. What? Why? Cold-blooded is a season 1 perk. It was season 1.
What's so funny about that? But year 1, season 1. What's funny is there's that website Warzone Ranked, and it actually ranks like what percentage of people are using perks.
Yeah.
And perk 1, people are using cold-blooded.
Like I don't know why.
Like that's the most. It's EOD, and then double time is number 1, and then third is cold-blooded. But there's no reason to run cold-blooded unless you're playing plunder and those helicopters are starting to shoot you.
Also,
besides that, I don't see a viable.
One of the great things, perks is perk 2, which I think we're going to start seeing more of is high alert because they had the KDs of the perks, right? Ghost was actually 3rd out of all the perks. Restock was number 1 with like a 1.4 at KD average, and then high alert was 2nd, and then Ghost is 3rd. Which is I found that very interesting because it's true though. Ghost, I don't think, because how often do you get caught out by a UAV or a heartbeat? It's going to bring more people to you, but high alert, the amount of times that you get taken out from being shot from the side is
that you have no clue.
Yeah. This is really interesting.
I think sometimes what people use cold-blooded for, going back to that portion, is they think that it works for the heartbeat sensor.
Yeah. But it doesn't.
So I think there's a little bit of just misinformation, even though it's been out for a year. People still go, oh, it doesn't help with that. I'll probably get a comment on, on this video type thing where people are like, oh, I thought cold-blooded countered heartbeat. It's kind of like, oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, I've seen a lot of streamers use it, especially when they're getting stream sniped for the one you were just talking about, and that helps from them because they'll get peeked from random people from random angles.
No, 100%. And then you can just kind of identify where they are and get the kill. I'm going to start using high alert for a little bit and just test it out.
Well, even I almost even thought of tracker in some scenarios because especially with how hard it is to see a rose skin, when they go into the building, you can literally see the footprints.
See the glowing footprint. I struggle with that though because I'm colorblind. Right, I can't see the red, and I don't like having the colorblind filter over my gameplay because it looks weird for other people. I have it on the interface. I don't have it on the gameplay, so I can't see the red footsteps.
Oh wow!
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, that could be tricky.
We're getting
tricky then.
We're getting into a fight now. All right, so they're pushing up on the bounty.
These guys been looting, just casually going around.
This is why I don't like Promenade. It either pops off or you get a really quiet build-up. But like we said, though, that circle, look how well the lobby's held. Like, we're on almost at circle 3 now, and it's still got 60+ people in here. So how they approach this fight is going to be interesting. There's loadouts on the roof, which is where they got their ghost. They do not want to engage this. They've got
very
40
dangerous fights in general, those.
I hate pushing these buildings. Like, for me, I just try and get up on this other one and just try and get the pick if I'm going to.
Yep. If they're gonna expose themselves, get a pick, and then maybe your team pushes with the Daddy if they have it, and that's about it.
But once again, C4, Thermite, Semtex. Like, so many people are running Thermites again.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Come on, fight.
We're gonna get at the engagement.
Why? What's he doing? Why is he scared? He's staring at the ceiling.
He's marking it on the map.
Yeah, he's just trying to have a look, I think, at where they're moving. Because like one of the big things with the bounty is look at the slight movements of where it goes, and you can kind of get a rough idea of where they're going to be on the map. All right,
it's crazy how big a delay between updates the bounties get, though. It's like 10 seconds in between intervals. So they could be already halfway gone in some cases.
All right, there we go. This is a roof off. See, these are the situations I'd never see the actual point of fighting, because even if they get the down, they're not going to be able to get the finish, right? So you just get a constant rev off. All you're doing is taking each other's plates off and drawing attention for other squads. So if you're trying to win a game, this is like one of the worst situations that you can be in. They almost want to dip off and just work a different angle. I'd work back down towards DMV where that recon is, or you just take his head off.
That was it. He was a solo? Why would he even chow that? And he was throwing something? See, that's me on the other side trying to throw, like, an example with the stun. How I get caught throwing a stun like that, and it'd just be like, oh, I couldn't do anything. But in other situations. But yeah, what's funny is underrated how important efficiency of a gunfight is. And you see this with most of the top players, how quick they can get in and out of a gunfight so they're not getting third-partied. And people don't realize how important that is. Sometimes, for example, like if you go to fire, that's one of the hot spots where you can get a drawn-out fight where people start going up in that tower. And then they kind of jump. And you end up with these scenarios where you're just giving too much time to get third-partied. And good players tend just go, nah, if I don't have the nades to deal with this, I'm just going to avoid it.
Yeah, and then what you can also do is you're just going to be able to reposition and get them on the rotation. Like, that's one of the biggest things. Like, to get a lot of kills, you have to be very fast in your transitions and also be like, okay, I can deal with this squad first, and then that squad's going to push into me. So you can you're quite systematic with how you take people out. Like, here, you can tell these guys, I think, aren't super confident with the transition period because they're not really pushing areas. Like that team at Top Hospital right now, I would to be honest, where blue marker is, I'll be trying to get this. There's no point fighting these guys, first of all, because if you down them, they're going to revive each other. You don't have a airstrike. Like, they're pulling attention to themselves now for no gain. So if someone's at the top of this hill, they're going to hear that sniper shot and are now going to approach them. And they're gaining nothing from this. You may get the best snipe in the world and pop 2 of them off, right? There's 3 of them up there. You're not going to wipe the squad. You're not going to get a kill. There's no point. So
yeah, 100%.
I think they're going to rotate. To be honest, I'd be looking. Yeah, see, look, that's the attention that they've brought onto themselves. They're now getting shot at for no point. And it's not as if they're forced to come towards them either, because there's still one more gas circle before hospital's going to be taken out.
There's no guarantee the zone's going to shift that hard.
Yeah.
Where they have to actually rotate. Because sometimes it could still stay there. Unlikely in this scenario. It's probably going to be a hard shift, but you got a good 5 minutes before that happens.
Yeah, it's just quite interesting to see how certain players think about certain things. Like here, they've got an airstrike now, so if they do get it down, there's a chance.
Yep.
Right, an airstrike. Yeah, that airstrike's more towards super. Have they just spotted another team? Just trying to see what's going on right now. Yeah, see, they're zoning on this team at hospital that you're not going to kill.
Yep.
The bounty's down. Oh, wait, are they fighting another squad?
Typically good teams do too is they usually keep a revolving like door of money And these guys haven't really gone out of their way to gain more money. They should have self-revive, so in case they do get down, especially since they're sniping, they'll be able to like have those just where the teammates can tap them, save that time.
For me,
that's probably the power position for the zone anyways, where those guys are looking.
These guys have played very passively, and they're kind of behind that money curve, just like you said.
Yep.
And they can't, like, if one of them gets taken out now, they don't have the money to buy back. They haven't completed enough contracts, so if they can do a quick contract, they'll get enough money to be able to buy back.
Yep.
They're kind of in a really bad position. Yeah, they're all alive. Yes, they've got their loadout guns, but the final circles, I think you're going to see this team just get taken out pretty quickly.
Yep.
Are they going to go for that bounty? Or are they just going to leave it? The train's coming in. You could jump on the train now and take it up towards, like, airport. Which would be quite a good play.
Yep. Yeah, it would work. It's all the way around up to the top side.
Yeah, like...
Get some decent cover. Well, you know what? Sometimes I think it's also when people are trying to improve at the Battle Royale, I think they get too fixated on either, like, where the placement is. Like, these guys are probably like, cool, we made it to top 20. We're improving. We had a top 30 game last time. We're doing good. Versus actually like systematically breaking down where they could have made better decisions throughout the game. They either get too focused on either the stat line of the placement or the kills, but now without actually focusing on how the game evolved. I think that's one thing. Oh, easy. Oh, missed.
Oh.
Where people struggle with when they're trying to improve. They use that like the placement as a measuring stick of their skill level. Which
is, I think, the wrong thing. Because you like you can get a top 5. You just hide in a bush in the final zone. Like, this is an interesting fight here. Now, this is where the Kar 98 for me falls short, is these sort of, like, when you're doing precise shooting. Mate, his teammate Ezra just came up and just fired one shot, got the headshot.
Yep. Yeah, SPR is probably a little bit better in that scenario, because it's a little bit faster than the HDR. But HDR is going to hit most things at range anyways. So you kind of got those choices. But also... the reticle, I can't stand the diamond one. I grinded out the other one just to get like the cross thread, I think it's called, or whatever it is.
So cross thread's really nice, and the pinpoint.
Hair thin.
I like the pinpoint.
Thin. Yep.
Okay, you just seen them cross, right? You just seen 2 people cross, and you got the back marker. Something I always personally try and do is in these situations take the back marker out first in a fight, because you can take him off, and then kind of it's your best chance to then be able to disengage, and the other team are going to get further away.
Yep.
All right, what's the situation? What are they going to do here? They do not want to fight, do they?
Yeah, because we know that there's people still on where those quads are, or whatever those little vehicles are. Right.
You've just seen a vehicle disappear. Yeah, you've just seen a vehicle disappear on the map now as well. Gulag is about to close as well. All right, this is where it starts heating up.
2 kills and 1 kill. They got 5 kills combined.
All right, you got 1 on the top twin. I don't like their position at all. And look, they're making so much noise for no gain. Like, they're just pulling all the attention to them.
And they really don't have much cover in this situation.
No, they're in the open. I don't know what they want to achieve.
They're gonna get thirsted. It's all bad.
It's a miracle they're still alive, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I really thought this team to the left, like near these buildings, probably would have tried to shoot at them at this point too.
Yeah, especially after hearing that amount of shots. Like, there's definitely at least 1 team on top twins. Airstrikes just got called in as well. This is where we've witnessed these guys somehow pull off the most miraculous win of all time.
It could happen. You'd be surprised.
Okay, shots coming off. Left-hand side of silos. How has he missed that?
How did that not hit? That looked like that should have hit.
Right.
Obviously, when we spectate, there's a little bit of difference there too, but that is kind of
odd. Yeah, you get a little bit of delay. Now, he's putting himself in a position once... Right, that team is just running away. What is going on? Right. Lead your target. Lead your target. Oh my god, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. How?
His teammates covered though. They got the down.
It's good position, like having the high ground on the right-hand side teammates. He's just seen the guy coming on the left.
His rotation's gonna be weird too. It's like a rough rotate.
Well, they've got to run through SOS, which is never ideal. Come on, you've got this. Nice, easy shot. Oh, my God. Okay, his movement here. He's running to... He ran into straight of a line. And this is what you mentioned earlier. They're behind on the money game. Didn't have a self-res. He could potentially have got himself out of trouble then.
Yep.
Gas is pushing now. Yeah, they're going to get hell. Oh, he's just popped that head off. I just saw that from a third-person perspective.
There it is.
Who are you on? Who are you on?
Azirius guy.
Right, they're going to be forced here. This is a really interesting Car 98 build. I'm not going to lie to you. Doesn't pick the gas mask up.
Yep. Oh, yeah, he's using a no glint Car 98 because it's a BOK.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, if I'm honest.
I'm not either. It doesn't have enough zoom like at least the Tundra.
Oh, wait.
Damn.
Hold on.
That guy snapped on them.
That I would be if he's oh wow.
Sus. Yeah.
Yeah, he should be fine. He's just gonna have to leave his teammate though. No gas mask. What?
Oh, he got sniped as he climbed the ladder.
Did he? Well, no, I think he died to the gas. Didn't have a gas mask.
He had no health. Oh, there was a gas mask on their teammate.
Yeah, they just left it. Okay, who are we on with Zulu, Grims, and Magnum?
Let's see how they're doing. 4 kills on Grims and 4 kills on Zulu.
Honestly, that snipe though was a little sus. You know where that little double tap, perfect.
Yeah, it was too quick.
To be honest, I've seen people like Stoddy pull shots off like that, but...
Oh, 100%. 100%. But it's usually like it happens and you're like, and they're impressed too themselves.
Yeah, these buildings always throw me off, you know, because every other building like this, the 2-story, don't have these windows.
It's closed. Yeah, it's closed.
Okay, you see the proximity mine in that building, which kind of tells you there's probably someone in the bathroom of that particular building. Nice.
What's crazy is the people at the apartment buildings at the top, like right in front of them, even if they're up top, they wouldn't have to rotate in because they have the edge there.
They're in a really strong position here.
Yep.
Checking that heartbeat. Right, this gas is going to force people. What they're not doing here is something that they should be doing is just quickly scanning and checking the hot presses. Like, he's just aiming down sight here. He doesn't need to be aiming down sight. He can be scanning a lot more effectively and identifying where people are coming in. All right, someone's got a call in. He's going up to back his teammate now.
Also, none of these guys have selves.
This guy's taken pre-aiming as his life motto.
To the extreme.
He's like, don't worry, I'll never move without aiming down sight. Okay, he's missed that person who was moving across the wall because he's too focused on aiming down sight. So someone along the graveyard wall, and he's being quite static here. Like, he's an easy target for someone to take out.
Yep.
Like, something you should always do is like kind of bob, duck, and weave as you're kind of going in things, taking the information. Like, because he's just aiming down sight, he's not gaining any information. He's kind of narrowing his viewpoint.
Yep. But like you're saying too, the mobility, your mobility goes down significantly when you're ADS versus non-ADS.
Oh, nice snipe by his teammate. Good pre-aim. Get that Semtex off. They're in a really good position. Armor crack.
They are really good here.
All right, finish that. That's that squad. Now, they remember that team that we talked about. Oh, they just got taken out by one airstrike. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
100% that was on their screen. They just moved too slow. We just don't see it from the spectator point of view. That is so bad. Here's the... Oh, my God. There's a full team in here.
There's a team of 3, and he's got a cluster. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
They have procs mines all in there. All 3 of them. How many kills
do they have restock?
1, and 1. They all have 1 kill combined each.
No, these are the worst type of players. They don't even have gas masks, and he's bombed himself. He's clustered himself. Oh, who are you on? I'm on Nightly at the moment, who's in the bathroom.
I'll follow the same one. I'll go Nightly as well. Oh, wait, who are you on?
I was on Take. I've gone on to Nightly. He's running across.
Yep.
Oh, wait, he's getting held. They're getting held. They're done. They're done. This is what you get for hiding in a bathroom for the entire game.
Yep. Oh, my God.
Right, they're getting shot at from the right-hand side. Oh, my God. It's a... Bring us on to the final fight.
I know. It's 2v2.
Oh.
Or 3v1.
What's going on?
Oh, man.
Okay, here we go. It's a 2v2. A 2v2. We got Classic and Rollsy. Right.
Nice.
2v1.
2v1.
This guy's movement's decent. Like, you can already see the difference in mobility and movement of this guy. Getting on the early rotation.
I don't know if that was his teammate.
He's got the early rotation, though. So, here, 100%. Unless this guy's in this top window, he's safe. Doing a really smart... Yeah. Nice and easy.
There it is. Oh, he had a riot shield.
GG's. Wow.
Wow, night and day difference between two matches. Like,
yeah, no, literally. That was just a very passive game. Very passive.
Yep. But that's the example that I was talking about. Those guys in that little hut at the end, they may have done recons and they think that, hey, you know what? You do a bunch of recons, you just go to the end and you're going to do well, which is dramatically different than the strat that Iron actually does. And people just assume that that's two of the same, but they're completely different.
No, it's taking power positions and being able to like know when to move, how to move, and like where the players are going to kind of come from. And like that, don't just hide in a room and sit in a bathroom with proximity mines. You're not going to get the dub.
100%. The apartment building was probably one of the best power spots in that position. Got full overhead view, could have seen everyone rotate. And you still would have been in the zone most likely towards the end.
And you could have also then jumped onto the roofs if you had to. So like you had multiple action points, and everyone was just in the graveyard anyway. But GG's.